From hotel rooms to apartments, it's one solution for the need of single-family housing north of San Antonio. The city of New Braunfels says at least one hotel is in the process of making the switch. Eyewitness News reporter Troy Kless joins us live now with how the city wants to tackle the side effects. Troy?
Yeah, that's right. Tonight, the New Braunfels City Council will be meeting to discuss what exactly would be the minimum number of required parking spaces per efficiency unit or a studio apartment, which could be available here at the Vivo Apartments off of I-35 here in New Braunfels. The I-35 traffic passes by the Vivo Apartments, currently being renovated into efficiency housing.
It has come to light nationally that seems to be something of an interest of property owners.
Christopher Looney, Director of Planning and Development, says some of this is new to New Braunfels. The city wants to put into code its parking requirements for efficiency housing. 1.1 space is the proposed rule, and spaces like this won't look any different to residents or visitors. Parking and a place to stay for a low cost at a premium in Texas. According to the National Low Income Housing Coalition, only 30 units are available per 100 extremely low income households in the region. Looney says they want to make consistent rules for anyone converting hotels into future homes.
And we want to make sure we're consistent with property owners, consistent with business owners, consistent with residential homeowners, and by codifying or putting requirements into the code for those, we can ensure that consistency is across the entire community.
Now, the first of two city council meetings that will be discussing the issue will be held tonight starting at 6 o'clock. I spoke with the maintenance supervisor here that says that the apartments could be available in a couple of months.